So thank you for that. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Big waves out there, because that's my favorite part of the whole dang call. I gotta tell you, I love it. It just makes your mood go from like normal to like way up here. So thank you guys for jumping on here tonight. Happy New Year. I can't imagine a group that I'd want to be with more than you beautiful people. And we have such a great lineup tonight. Quick hint, quick hint right there. So you guys got to see just a little sneak peek right there. But we've got just a really fantastic call, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, well, hold on. In just a moment, I'm going to share my screen because it seems that I might have minimized my notes. So here we go. So 1 second. We're going to get there. Such patient folks. Thank you. All right. So welcome to the Sunday night team call, coaching call. Excited to have you this evening. And real quickly, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get to the good part. So mark your calendars if you haven't already. We want you in Destin. So this is going to be, I'm more excited about this event. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing that, but I really am super excited for this event. We've got so much going on. I actually have been working on it all week, this week as well, and getting really close, like crazy enough. It is right around the corner, but I don't want you guys to miss out. So just know that we are now close to 60% sold out on this event. I do not know. I was asked today, sorry, Arlene, I didn't have an answer. I do not know if there's still rooms at the hotel. So last I heard, they said if you called that you could still get the room block, even though even though our block is full. So just try to call them. It's going to be the Island by Hotel RL, and that's Fort Walton Beach. So you can just reach out to them and ask for the new age rate. But we've got a phenomenal mastermind plan starting on February 17th. It's going to be all day. It's going to be great. And then the actual conference starts at 1 on Friday, February 18th. It's going to run until 6 p.m. You'll have that night to spend time with your team, get to know everybody, spend a little bit of in-person time, because some of us, we haven't done that in some time. And then Saturday from 9 until noon, we're going to give you some great information. Then there'll be a good chunk of time that you'll be able to go put your toes in the sand. Maybe it'll be a little bit warmer there than where you're from, and just enjoy some of that Florida sun. And then we'll come back together from 2 to 6. And then we have a big party planned for Saturday night. So if you've been to one of these before, you know that Coach Palmer knows how to put on a party, and he's got a good one planned for us. So it's going to be a whiteout event. So what does that mean? Wear white. So that night, get as dressy as you want and be prepared to wear all white and have a great time. Because think about the social media, because I'm I'm middle-aged. I just say things like that. But think about how great that's going to look on your social media when you've got these photos of these big groups together and we all are wearing white and we're dressed to the nines. It's going to be a really great event. So cost is $89 per person. Go ahead and get your ticket. It's newagedestin.eventbrite.com. So go ahead and get your ticket. Before the end of this call, I will go ahead and make sure that it's in the chat. I just can't do it right this second. But make sure you get your ticket ASAP, because it's got a hard limit on the number of people we can have in that room. And we're about 60% full already. So please don't wait to the last minute on this one. I don't want you to miss it. And then, as you guys know, our enrollment promo was extended till January 7th. So that's like 5 days from now. We all want to be at that mastermind, which means we need to enroll 4 people. I didn't mention that before, but in order to be in the mastermind, doesn't matter your rank, doesn't matter how long you've been involved. All you have to do is get 4 people to join you in your business, right? Which is what our goal is anyway. Have 4 people join you with a 200 PV pack or above, and have an auto ship. So they have to have their subscribe and save set up. So we're not looking for you to buy these people. We want these people that you can partner up with and grow in 2022. But right now they can enroll for free. They don't have that $29.95 boss fee. And if they get a 250 pack, they still can get that Taisha Noni, but we only have a few days left on that. The specials were extended until January 7th. So there's still a few of those. So if you haven't got those, go ahead and grab them. I know that I just stocked my pantry. I'm getting ready for the Transformation Throwdown, and it's sure nice to get it all on sale. So hopefully you guys can grab that too. And then a billion things are still on loyalty. So if you're thinking you needed a little shopping still, maybe Santa brought you cash. Well, here's some things that you can get. I'll tell you, I'm super excited to try that lip treatment. I love the plumper, want something a little bit, maybe to put on at night. So excited for that one. But we've got all kinds of things that you can try and enjoy that are on sale right now. And that takes us to the important part of the call. So Stacie, you should be a co-host now, I believe. So if you could unmute yourself. All right, beautiful.
I'm unmuted.
All right, thank you. I just want to make sure. I got nervous for a second there. So everybody, this is Stacie Madison. We are longtime friends. I met her about 4 minutes ago on this Zoom. So excited to get to know you better, Stacie. And I thank you so much for being on here. And though we might not have met in person or even digitally just yet, I have heard a lot about you and what you've been doing. All good things too. So excited to have you on here. And guys, Stacie once upon a time was involved in our industry with Limu, and she just got started with New Age, and she's been doing things a little bit differently that I'm excited to hear about. But before we kind of get into that, if you wouldn't mind, Stacie, would you just share your story?
Absolutely. So I was with Limu, and then when I left Limu, I did that because I started my own skincare brand, my actual own company.
Wow.
And this is the amazing part. When I did that, I wanted it to be very healthy. I was an esthetician and a makeup artist for 32 years. So I wanted it to be healthy. So I had studied Noni. And I wanted that to be a part of it. And what basically happened was it was such a tremendous product that I was looking for something to put into my body. And I always, follow Tammy and follow some of the other gals. And then I went, oh my goodness, Noni is like one of their big products. I have to do this. So I was very familiar with social media. I've used it. I have a pretty large following because I've utilized it a lot. But I thought I need to get back in here because this is such an amazing company. I looked at the products and I live in rural South Dakota, literally in the middle of nowhere. So social media and social selling is I live near a town of 122 people.
Wow.
So yeah, 122 people. So your audience has to be outside of your community, especially where I am. So I live on a farm and ranch. And social media was great, but I looked at the products and I looked at the community and I looked at everybody. And I thought, you know what, I need to get back in here. So I came back in, and here I am, and I am so excited. I really needed this at this time in my life too, and I needed to lose weight. I needed to get my health back, so it just all came together, and so here I am.
Well, we are so glad to have you.
Thank you.
And I know you can get all of those things here and more. So I can't wait for you to experience all of the benefits that you're looking for. So congratulations for jumping back on board.
Thank you.
So question for you. You said that you were excited about Noni and that was what got you to have that head turn, right? To get you excited.
Absolutely.
Here. So, I don't know a lot about Noni. So tell me, if you don't mind, just what do you love the most about it?
Well, there's so many things I love about it, but I've done a lot of research. I actually researched Noni for 2 years when I was doing ingredient search. But it's a huge anti-inflammatory, and there's so many studies on it. There's so many peer review studies. I like medical stuff, so I like to read a lot. And there's so many touch points for Noni. So if somebody needs assistance with, they're suffering from joint pain and a lot of things, I actually have my dad on it because he suffers from gout. And there's studies that show that it actually can reduce the uric acid. So, I told my dad, hey, this is something you could try because it could potentially help you. And he hasn't had gout yet, and he usually gets it this time of year, so he's crossing his fingers. But just things that could potentially help people. And I always tell people, do research. But noni was a big one for me because I've seen such tremendous things happening with my family, my friends, myself, my customers. But there's so many other things that you can add with noni that can just, as a family of products, that can kind of assist. So noni was kind of that was the reason I went in. But then when I really started to look at all the other products and look at the house of products that we have, I was so blown away. But so I've really talked a lot about noni, and my customers have really been responsive to that. But and I kind of focus on certain things. Every month I have like a product of the month I do. But yeah, noni has been, and my customers love it. They absolutely love noni, and they like the results. So.
Well, good. I'm going to have to get better at drinking it. I drink the sleep shots.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with those. I love those, but I never remember my big bottle of noni. So I'm going to put it out on the counter and remind myself. So now I hear that you're doing something a little special on social media in order to attract people. And I know we haven't kind of talked too much about the tool that you're using, but maybe you could just kind of share what you can about what it is that you're doing that's a little bit different on there.
Well, I've always done lives. Lives are huge because, really you're the brand. Every individual is a brand because that's who people trust. That's who people go to watch. And your products are, you're recommending your products, but they're coming to you because they trust you. They know you. So you're really branding yourself, and that's important. I make it a point. Consistency is really important too. The average consumer has to see a product 21 times before they typically buy. That's a study they've done. So consistency is super important. So I make it, I go live 3 times a week, and I'm consistent with that. I do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I have topics that I do. I try to keep them within a half an hour, and have that discussion like I'm talking to my friends. And I don't go on and say, hey, buy this. We talk about, weight loss. We talk about hormones. I have my pain point subjects that, speak to a lot of people. And we just have a conversation. And then I say, I have things that are helping me, assist me. And I kind of go about it that way. And then I get a lot of response. Here's one of the things that I found is really key when you're doing a post about a product or you're doing a post about something. Have a call to action, because what I do when I go live or I do a post, and in the case of using, Tammy and Erika's cookbook kind of as a sales funnel, because it's amazing. I can't even say enough about it. What I make sure I do is, if you're on live and you say, hey, anybody that's interested, let me know. What's going to happen is after that live goes, or after they're done watching you, they're just going to kind of walk away. But if you can capture them during that live, if you can say, so you have a call to action where, hey, anybody that's interested, say cookbook or say me. So what happens is I had 62 responses on that one live that I did. I said, hey, say cookbook. I had 48 cookbooks, and I had the other would say me, I'm ready, or some kind of call to action word, because then they've already committed. Yes, I want this. Then what you can do is, now they've responded, it's building your algorithm. So it's bringing more people into your audience. You have to respond to every single one of them and say, once you respond, it sends your algorithm through the roof. So now instead of having a 20-person core audience, you probably have over 100. Respond and say, okay, I'll PM you. I'll private message you. Now you're going to use that as a funnel. And you're going to take them over to Messenger and have those discussions there. So it's a really great tool. Even on just a post or anything, have a call to action word.
Okay.
So if you're interested, say me, any call to action word, it's powerful.
Well, I'm going to say me right now. That was fantastic. And stand by for me if you don't mind, because
Sure.
I'm going to bring on the other ladies. And maybe, Aunt, if you don't mind, you're always so good about highlighting people, and I'm not really great at that. So if you wouldn't mind, if you could highlight, oh, well, that's my big old face. Thank you. And if you could grab Erika, yep, and Tammy, beautiful. Thank you so much, Aunt. You're awesome. So guys, as you can see, I have, okay, I was making sure there was a little feedback there. Do you guys hear that? I don't know where
It
that's
might
coming
be
from.
there. There you go.
Okay, well, I'll shush when it's Erika's turn. I'll be quiet, real quiet. So as you can see, we have two more incredible women on with me tonight. So I have Ms. Tammy. I forgot how to say your last name.
Melchisedeck, I'll help you. It's a big mouthful.
Golly. And can I just say, Eric, can I just say that we've got, wait, Rix and Tamsy, and like we can just run with that. I didn't even say that one right, darn it. But we have Erika Vandermeer. I'll just say it really fast, and then maybe we can pretend that I said it right. And then we have Maltby was a little bit easier for me, but we got Tammy on here, and these dynamic women are phenomenal. So we've got kind of an end goal, but I want you guys just to hear a little bit of background from both of them before we get to the goods, right? Like what we're going to share with you guys tonight. And I didn't show their beautiful pictures. So hold on. We got it. Well, okay. We're not going to share your beautiful pictures. You each had a beautiful slide with your beautiful picture on it, but you're on here and I can see your beautiful faces. So we're going to rock that instead. But Tammy, if you don't mind, I'll kick it off with you. If you would just share your story really quickly, kind of your background and how you got to where you are today. Then I'm going to ask you the same thing, Erika, and then we're going to kind of move into the focus of the call, if that's all right.
Sounds awesome. Well, welcome everybody tonight. Oh my goodness, it is an honor to be with you. Happy Sunday evening, 2022. Who is going to declare 2022 to be the best year ever? Put a 1 in the chat. I want participation from my people. I want to know that you are with me, that you hear, because what we are going to roll out for you tonight will change your business. It absolutely will change your business if you apply it. Knowledge is not powerful. Applied knowledge is powerful. So we want you to apply the knowledge that we are going to give you tonight. So I've been in this business 8 years. My background is in cooking. It's one of the things that I've done. I've written a couple cookbooks. My passion has always been hospitality, the table, food. Put a 2 in the chat if you've seen any of my recipes. Let me see who you are. If you've seen me do any recipes, I want to see you. Jerry and Tammy and Joy and Frank. Oh, hi, Frank. Oh, awesome. So you guys know the power of food, the power of sharing and giving information to people before we ask anything of them. And that's what this tool is. It's an opportunity for you to give value for what we have, value in this cookbook. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So Eric and I have been running business. A lot of you know that Erika opened up Africa, and we have been working very, very diligently. There's so many great things happening, but this cookbook came out of a need. Last year with the transformation throwdown, I had so many people say, listen, if I have to eat chicken and broccoli one more time, can I hear an amen from anybody? Come on, let me see you put amen in the chat box. I am tired of broccoli and chicken. I want something else. I want to know how to make beautiful food. I want it to taste good. But I know that we cannot have no sugar, no dairy, no gluten, no grain, but we have to have flavor and we have to have textures. And so Eric and I came together and we said, we need to do a cookbook of the SlenderX program, the food list. Let's come up with 30 fabulous recipes. And I'm going to actually throw it over to Erika at this point, because she really is the one that saw the need for this even more than I did, because her own particular story. So Rix, why don't you jump in here and tell us?
Hello, you guys. Can you hear me? I've been having trouble with my cell phone, but wonderful to be on. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, Tams. It's the beginning of a new year, right? And we're just absolutely thrilled to share with you what we've been up to. But Tammy is absolutely correct. When I jumped onto the Slenderize program, I managed to lose 30 pounds in 60 days. But here was the challenge. I have a family. I have a son, a daughter, and a husband. And I always joke, but it is the truth. My husband believes firmly that chicken is a vegetable, right? And so I had trouble putting food on the table that all of us could eat, because it's not everybody that had to lose weight. And so it was a real challenge to me. How do I integrate the Slenderize approved food list? And I was standing in front of my pantry thinking, what am I going to make for dinner? And how do I bring all of the ingredients together in order to feed a family? And so I really started doing some research on good food and good, nutritious family food that we can present to our families, but that I can enjoy with them. And that really was how this cookbook came about. It's all about, like Tammy said, adding value, helping people. And it's almost about the struggles and the things that we battle with. How can I take that forward and serve somebody with it, right? How can I put something out there? How can I create something that I had a battle with that would help somebody else? And so that really was why we did the adventurous table. I want you to understand food is an adventure. Losing weight and creating a new you is an adventure. It's exciting. And I want you to experience the beauty of presenting food for your family that is actually on plan for you. And so, Andrea, Tams, that's kind of my story, right? And I have such high expectations for this tool, because in all honesty, I wish I had it, right? I wish I had it when I started. So I really hope you will enjoy this, use it, and then build your business with it. And we can go into that a little bit more detail. But Tams, that's my story.
I love it. And that shows, thank you, Andrea, for showing. This is the cover of the ebook that you will receive. It is a downloadable link. And so you will get a downloadable button that goes right to your email, and you can either print it out, or you can actually put it into our app. And that way you've got it on your phone when you go grocery shopping. You have it with you all the time, or you can print it out. I suggest you do both. I suggest you print out a copy, like me. I've got my copy printed out right here with these recipes. And then there's 30 recipes. A couple of things we want to talk about in the cookbook that's very important for you to understand. One is, we have 30 recipes. There's an index. And I want to read a couple of these to you, because I want you to be salivating at the end of this Zoom. I want you to know it is not broccoli and chicken that we have prepared for you. These are delicious things. Let me read a couple of these. I think you're going to love it. Tansy's Taco Zucchini Boats. The best Mamma Mia meat sauce in the world. And it is, trust me, that's my own recipe. Vegan chickpea quinoa burgers, spiced shrimp with cucumber and red onion, lazy baked chicken with stuffed jalapenos, lemon aminos and baked salmon, blackened chicken with vegetables, turkey burgers with cranberry, Chilean sea bass. I'm telling you, it goes on and on and on. But this is your recipe index. And each recipe is beautifully printed out just like this, with the recipe on one side, instructions on the other. Very beautiful photography, all done by yours truly, Rixie, and me from our iPhones to this, so that you've got this tool. And also in the book, at the very back, there are 2 packs, the 2 packs that we are recommending for the Level Up pack. So that if you get this cookbook for a new brand partner that starts with you, you can say, hey, listen, I've got a tool for you. I've got a cookbook, and inside there are the 2 packs. It's an opportunity for you to talk to them about jumping in with one of our 200 PV packs and what's in those packs. I recommend the Dr. Crystal Vance pack because she's on my team and I love what she's pulled together. So those are the 2 packs we offered. We actually have a page in there about water and our water bottles. So people will see they need to be drinking water and why water is such an important part of weight loss. And in the very back, it has all the links of all the groups, the Level Up group that they get to join, My Start Simply Cooking if they choose to, Rixie's Abundant Living if they choose to join us in our own individual pages. But it's packed full of information, more than just recipes. It's a tool guide for you to help your brand partners and help people get started successfully. There's nothing more frustrating for someone that wants to lose weight or even get healthy and start eating healthy when they don't know what to do. They know what they can't eat. Does everybody know what you can't eat? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what you can't eat. Let me see how many of you know. 1. Yep. 15, 16, 20, 25, 40. Okay. Now the question is, what can you eat? Does anybody have a question mark with that? What can you eat for 2 months with a variety? We have come together with a plan for you. So how do you get the cookbook? I'm just going to explain that very quick. You're going to go to Rix and Tams. Maybe Rix, you could put it in the chat. rixandtams.com. You can order as many copies as you want. If you want to bless the leaders in your organization with a copy, you can put in 5 or 10 or 15, whatever you want. Then you can email them out the link. You will have, it's a very, very simple situation. It'll go directly to your email and you can mail out those links to those people. I want to encourage you, use this as a tool, use it for you. And the second thing I want you to do is take pictures of the food. When you make the food, take pictures of the food, take pictures of you cooking the food, put it on your own Facebook, talk about the level up, look at this delicious food. We are on a 60-day transformation and we are not starving, people. We are eating well, we are eating delicious. In fact, you're going to learn some things that you've never known about cooking. We have tips on every single page. This is packed full of information for you to become successful in the next 60 days. So I encourage you, get your cookbook, share it with your teams, make sure they know if they bring in somebody into this Level Up program, please let them know about this resource because there's nothing more frustrating than someone joining our transformation and not having success. Does anybody understand what I'm talking? Yep. We want people to be successful. We want people to drop the weight. We want before and after pictures because that's how you build your business. That's how you build belief. And we believe that we have a tool that is going to absolutely blow your mind. It's the Level Up Cookbook. And Rix, is there anything else you want to say about that?
No, Tams, I think you said it all. I can only emphasize the reaction even that I had sending this to people, and I purchased a few myself that I sent to a few people. And there's something about food that unites all of us. Yes. There's something about the table that brings us together, and there's great power in putting something together that people enjoy watching, looking at. And really, that is what we are, may I say, selling. We are selling a new way of doing things, a new way of living, not just a product, right? It's a new way towards living my life differently. And to do that, we all need tools. And so we've done the heavy lifting for you guys. And I really hope and pray that you'll enjoy it and that it'll spark some creativity for you in your house to actually level up your kitchen, because that's part of it, right? And so thank you so much, Tams, Andrea, Stacie, you rock as always. But yeah, that's all from me.
Well, I love it. And I just have a couple of questions for you two, you three, yes. Actually. But, you know, if we could back up a little bit. So I've got it, right? Like I'm excited. I can't wait to start cooking from it. I'm grocery shopping tomorrow. I'm ready to roll. because I'll tell you, that was my biggest challenge. I am a cook. I do cook a lot. I cook what I'm used to, right? And you start this new journey, and it was so different than I've ever really eaten before, that I would be like, okay, well, what can I make? Right? I can look at everything that I love our approved food list, but it's just a list of ingredients. It's no meals, right? Like, give me a meal, right? So there was a lot of chicken and broccoli at our house too, which gets a little miserable. You're like, why am I being
Tell you,
punished?
Andrea, we can all attest to it. It's the truth. It's the
Yeah, I
truth.
don't need to be punished. I'm a good person. Like, I don't need punishment. So, and I love food. If you guys know me at all, there's two things that make me happy. One is animals, the other is food. So like, I want to eat and, play with my dog, and life would be wonderful, right? So don't punish me with food. So I'm really excited for this, but can you just kind of give us a little bit of, information about the recipes? Like, what can we kind of expect when we look at it? Are these going to be like the Maltby cake that looks like it takes 4 years to make, and I'm going to need help carrying them to the table? Or
That's
can
not on
anybody make
plan,
it?
Andrea. That is not on
Oh,
plan.
Darn it.
Not
I was really looking forward to
not-
that.
Don't hold me to my cakes. Trust me, it's not on plan. Although we do have one of the most beautiful decadent chocolate desserts in here, which is Rixie's beautiful creamy. It's a dark chocolate, incredible thing made with Power Boost. So I want you to know that these recipes are real recipes. They're simple, they're straightforward. Sometimes you're going to have to go to your whole food, your natural grocery store, and look for things that are sugar-free. Your bacon, for example, it needs to be sugar-free turkey bacon, but we give you some of those tips in there. You can also some aminos. Some of the things like soy has gluten in it. So we pulled that out. We put some of the coconut aminos in there. We tried to trade out any ingredient to make sure that it was on the SlenderX plan or is absolutely close to it. I actually went through the ingredients with Dr. Crystal Vance for a lot of these to make sure that we were as close to spot on to everything. And so we worked very, very hard for that. So what I would suggest, and we talk about this in the cookbook as well, is how important meal prep is. How important meal prep is. And that if you go look in your box where all you have your Tupperware or all the different things of containers that you've kept, and you have like a gazillion, can you put a 1 in the box if you have like a gazillion and they don't have lids or they don't have bottoms? One. Yeah. And it's daunting to go in there because you can't see through the containers. You don't know what you're doing. What we talk about is meal prep is so important that you go and splurge and get some good containers that you can see through so you know what you have. And so, for example, when you're making, for example, maybe the salmon, you can make one and you can freeze the other for another time. And so we give you some of those ideas to make it doable for a full 2-month program. But your prep is very, very important. So when you go through your recipes, Monday through Sunday, put the recipe that you want to try for that day, put it in, and then write your ingredients out and get your shopping list together, and then stay on plan. The other thing that I encourage people to do is to literally go through your pantry and take out all the stuff that you cannot eat and either box it up and put it in the garage or put it in the attic or give it to your skinny friend that's not going to be on the drops, whatever you're going to do. But you got to get that stuff out of your house, and then you need to put the right stuff in your house. You've got to put it in your pantry. You've got to put it in your refrigerator. Well, now you know what you're going to do. You know the recipes you're going to work with. You know the plan. And so I encourage you to print it out, write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then again, take pictures of what you're doing. Use it to your own benefit, to your own business. You are your own brand. I love that Stacie said that. She's spot on. Use the pictures and then talk about, I'm on this transformation throwdown, but I want you to know I'm not hungry. and I'm eating great, and these drops are really helping me. So I want you to think, as you're cooking, you're not just cooking for you, you're also cooking for your business. And so, you know, Rix and I talked about this. We could have kept this wonderful little project for our team, but we knew the world needed us because we did. And so that's why we're so thrilled to be able to share it with you. So thrilled. I hope
Well,
I
I
answered.
am so
question.
thrilled that you are. And I'll tell you, I'm just going to share just one other little page from it. But
Please.
I love that you kind of have some, I mean, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. But I love that you just have some little tips in there. There's advice, there's storage tips, there's prep tips. Like, it's not just a straight cookbook. I love cookbooks anyway, but I just love that you have the added little doodads in there. It just makes it very fun and it's very attractive, right? Now, one thing that, you know, we're all trying to win big right now, right? We're all trying to be a part of this transformation throwdown and use the transformation throwdown to grow our business. And that is something that you guys have been, you know, hinting at, that we can use this as a tool. And Stacie, I know this is something that you've been doing, but if you wouldn't just mind sharing, how are you using, like, give me some tips. And if you could, like, some of us are comfortable going live and some of us are not, right? So what's something that we could do to take this beautiful tool and use it to attract people to the transformation throwdown, attract people to our business? Like, how can we use this to make money?
Okay, so this is what I did. I did a post. If you're not comfortable with lives, and a lot of people aren't, I have the gift of gab. I also worked in corporate America for 30 years, and I'm used to getting in front of groups, and I have no problem talking in front of anybody. So lives are very comfortable for me, but not for everybody. So I did a post. I also do posts. And I will share, I can even share my post if anybody wants to friend me or come on. I would share the post I did. And it was really, it coincided with the transformation. And then I also called it a 60-day blitz too, to some of my folks that weren't necessarily interested in doing a contest. I called it, let's do the 60-day blitz. I went, I did this, and I added the cookbook in there. And that's when I did the call to action. I mentioned the cookbook with Erika and Tammy putting it together and how amazing they are, and talked about basically, now I'm going to give you tools, you know, I'm going to give you some really great tools, but I'm also going to give you a roadmap, because, you know, a lot of my conversations with people were, well, now what do I eat? You know, I don't want to go on, you know, saying, I don't want to do profile, or I don't want to do, you know, Jenny Craig or something like that. I want to just get my groceries, be able to feed my family. Well, don't worry about it, because we have an amazing tool. So then my call to action word was, anybody that wants to learn more, just say cookbook. I took those 62 responses that I got on that one post, and I brought them all over to Messenger. I made kind of a canned response to that and asked them, you know, would you like help with? You know, I have some amazing tools that will coincide with the cookbook, and I just need to know, what are your goals? And I sent that to one person, and then I just copied that same response to all 62. Now, I will tell you this on Messenger, be very careful to send out about 10 at a time, because they will limit you. And I sent that out, and then the response was, I want to work on my hormone weight gain. I want to work on this or this, you know. And then what I do is I call them our magic links. Over, and I put together shopping carts, and I like to do a 3-product group. So I have about 10 different share links that I have keyed in. So I'll do like the Slender Eyes with the Rejuvenex, and then maybe the shakes. You know, I'll kind of put together a 3-product cart, because I always work in 3s. Send them a cart with, and say there's a discount code attached. They can just click on it, go right in and order. I call it the magic slot machine, because it really is. And so it makes it so much easier for people to just go to the link. And I'll say, modify the cart as needed. Some people have added, some people have kind of tweaked it. And so these are my recommendations. And then I will send you the link for the cookbook. Now, here's the magic thing about the cookbook too, is I did a whole live just on this cookbook. And I showed them the recipes. We talked about meal prep and what a valuable tool that was. And I've done that a lot. So we talked about that. Now, here's the thing. When I go in, I ordered a group of like 10 I'll order 10 at a time. And then I'll send that to them with instructions. And some of my gals are making shopping lists, already, and they're ready to go. Everybody is so excited right now to start, that if I'm giving them the tools and I'm giving them the roadmap, which is the cookbook, they're like, okay, I have everything I need. So this has really been that the cookbook was like the golden unicorn of the whole package deal, really, for people, because I've really learned that too. They just didn't know where to start. Like, okay, so what do I eat now? Really, I need some suggestions. I said, here it is right here for you. You can do this 60-day blitz, get yourself started. And it's worked phenomenal. And everybody's been so thankful because they're really looking for answers, including myself. I mean, I had put on a lot of weight too, and I'm down 27 now.
Yay!
So, yeah. So I have a waist, but it's just really, it's lit my fire. It's really lit my fire. So I'm excited. But if anybody wants help, I mean, I have kind of a really good post that I had, like I said, 62 responses to. And one thing I'm going to say though too is be patient on your social media, because not everything's going to happen like immediate. It's not like immediate gratification, because I know some people can go, oh, I didn't get a response or so. I have those 62 responses over a 3-day period. So it's just, stay consistent and stick with it, and people will see what you're doing, and it's pretty amazing.
Well, I love it. And I appreciate your generosity as well to let us all go stalk your Facebook page. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you punch in your name into, because you're on Madison right now, that's your name. So if you would put in your Facebook first, I think it's on three names, right?
Yeah, I missed the maiden name. I apologize.
So, no. And so, Stacie, if you would
just put it in the chat,
maybe the people can see kind of how you actually did this and why you're having so much success, because you didn't just do it on that page. You did it on other pages, and you have quite a few other pages, and you had the same response. So we're hopeful that, I love, creating the interest, putting it out there, getting a cookbook for yourself, and then seeing how you can use that as a tool to build. It's been we're excited for this week. It's a big week, Andrea. Anything else? Do you have any other questions? Can you hear me? Stacie, can you hear me?
You kind of froze there for a moment.
Oh, I did I froze. Am I okay now?
I think you're good now.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope we answered your questions, or anything else, Andrea.
I think that's it. I'm looking over my notes to see if I had anything else on here, but I think you guys covered it. And what I love about this is it kind of hits all of the levels. So, we have something that, like, when I saw this, I went, I need this, like, selfishly for Andrea, like, this is what I need to be more excited about the throwdown, because I want to participate. I want to do it, but I needed this tool. So selfishly, I absolutely needed that. Stacie, are you able to put your full name in the chat?
I'll put it in here. And then, you know what, I'm going to say this too. We're all one team, right? We're all on the same planet together here. So if you guys go over to my Facebook page, you guys can steal things. You're not stealing anything. I would share, if you guys want to learn how to do funnels or anything, I will help you. You can grab my posts. You can message me. I will send you some things that have worked really well for me. And I will share whatever I need to share with you guys.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Erika and Tammy, for sharing this, because, a lot of times people create things and then they hold it like this, right? They live in a little bit of a place of, they do not live in abundance. And I'm so grateful that you all do. because guess what? My business is going to grow from this, right?
Good.
And so is Diane's business, and so is Ronnie's business, and so is Melissa's, even though so many of us are not connected, right? And that's not going to necessarily benefit you guys that much, but your heart was, you know what? I will share this with you. So thank you so much for that. I am so grateful. And I love how it also pulls in that social media aspect. I know so many of us have been participating in the challenge that we've been doing over in Level Up Life, where we're trying to work on getting the word out and being more vocal and letting people know that we have tools to offer. We have a gift to offer if they just turn to us, right? And so this is one more thing that we can throw out on our social media and say, you're looking for a change, I can help, right? I can help. So thank you all so much. I appreciate all of you. And I'll tell you, we're going to close this down a little bit early because I am an adult that is a child, and there is snow falling in my front yard. And I am very excited. I lived in my last home for over 20 years. We had snow 2 times. So this is a big deal in the Rosser household. So we're going to close this down tonight, and I'm going to go play in the snow for just a short amount of time because I'm also cold-blooded. But ladies, thank you so much.
Yes,
This was
thank you.
phenomenal. I so appreciate you and putting this tool out there and sharing your heart and your information. Stacie, you're probably about to be bombarded with new followers from, New Age, but we are so grateful that you have jumped on board and that you're part of our team again, and love you guys all to pieces. Anthony, thank you for all your help. And I hope that everybody has a beautiful evening and Happy New Year.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have-
you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. It was
Happy New Year.
everyone.
Thank you.
Take fun playing in the
You guys,
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you,
Have a great
ladies.
night.
Great job tonight.
Welcome. Good night, everyone.